This is Skipper Albert Awol, the voice of the jungle, broadcasting on the DBC to all points unknown. If you're within the sound of my voice, you are listening to Awol Airwaves on the DBC. And now, here's today's river tip from Skipper Bill on the Congo Connie. Bill says, if it rains in the jungle, who cares? That's why they call it a rainforest. Thanks, Bill. Any travelers who may need to exchange foreign currency during their voyage needn't worry. There are banks all around our rivers. In addition to beautiful Malaysia, Burma, Siam, and Cambodia, Lotus Tours offers two new destinations, Boston and French Lick, Indiana. That can't be right. Correction, that's Borneo and French Indochina. Bookings may be made at any travel office within 1,000 miles of this jungle outpost. Attention skippers! If you're looking for some variety and need to log extra time at the wheel, another group of, volunteers is being shanghaied for nighttime excursions down the Congo. These fascinating cruises through total darkness can be both exhilarating and unpredictable. All skippers should take note of the following changes along the Jungle Cruise rivers. First, it is no longer considered sporty to hold small children over the edge of the boat while traveling through the hippo pool. Contrary to popular belief, this does not stop their ears from wiggling. That's the hippos, of course, not the children. Second, due to the fact that a boatload of passengers on board Zambezi Zelda entered a Cambodian ruin and failed to come out, any and all temple ruins are now off-limits to your cruise. And finally, passengers requesting extended tours should be referred directly to the booking office where they will receive immediate medical treatment. All skippers in training are required to wear a leopard hatband so travelers at dockside will know not to board your boats. We know that communicating on the jungle rivers can be difficult at times, so we're always glad to pass along warm personal greetings from one skipper to another. Here's one now from the skipper of the Senegal Sal to the skipper of Irrawaddy Irma. If you can't drive, stay off the river. Isn't that nice? Attention skippers. Don't forget to submit your entries for the Name the that's Name the Crocodile contest. The winner will receive a 1-week all-expenses-paid cruise for one of the jungle rivers of his choice. For safety reasons, all passengers are asked not to feed any animals that may approach your vessel before, during, or after the jungle cruise, including the ravenous guides working at all the unload docks. Thank you. Friday night's Jungle River movie, Tarzan and Me, has been cancelled due to the fact that those pesky gorillas have once again borrowed our projector. Equatorial Expeditions presents The Route of the Lost Queen. 2- and 3-week journeys are available on a first-come, you-must-go basis. Interested parties should contact I.L. Befair at the Office of the Interior. Mating season has begun at the African elephant staging grounds. All boats are cautioned to use extreme care when traveling through this part of the jungle. Attention all skippers. Tomorrow night's bachelor party for Skipper Carl, originally scheduled for the African elephant staging grounds, will now be held at the Indian Elephant Pool. Proper swimwear is mandatory. Instructions on how to dock a half-sunken boat will be given this Tuesday morning at loading dock number 1. Due to reasons that are more than obvious, these maneuvers will not be open to the public. Skippers, we have yet to receive any entries for our Name the Crocodile contest. Besides a 1-week all-expenses-paid cruise for one on the jungle of your choice, you will also now receive one slightly used pygmy war canoe. Enter today, please. Attention skippers. please urge your passengers to disembark on the starboard side of the boat. That's the side closest to the dock, if you pull in bow first. Attention passengers, please urge your skippers to pull into the dock, bow first. Last week, the river pilot's license test was given to 30 Jungle Cruise skippers. Congratulations to all of those who passed. The remaining 29 pilots may take the test again next month. May I have your attention, please? If anyone has located a large uncut diamond weighing approximately 16 carats, will you please return it to the lost and found area? Right. Due to capacity limitations on the Jungle Cruise boats, parties of 33 should consider dividing their group into 2 groups of 16 and a half each. Here's today's Jungle Trivia questions. 1. What is the correct response when confronted by a crazed charging elephant? And 2. How many gorillas does it take to destroy a base camp? Stay tuned. Attention all travelers, if your name is added to the missing persons list at the end of your cruise, please accept our most sincere apologies. Thank you. Jungle skippers, don't forget to keep extra oars handy on your ship. That way you won't find yourself stranded up the river without a paddle. For safety reasons, individuals are not allowed to take home pets which have been collected while on the Jungle Cruise. And now, today's survival tip. When confronted by a charging rhino, head for the nearest tree and climb fast. Failure to follow these instructions may result in pointed conversations. Congratulations to our dockside crew, who won their first cricket match for the season. We understand it was an overwhelming victory. A what? A forfeit. And next week, when the opposing team shows up, I am sure they will do just as well. Come drift into an era of kings and golden idols. Discover what you have never missed if you have never seen it in the first place. It's another amazing Amazonian river fantasy from the Jungle Navigation Company. Listen up, skippers. Your chance to enter the Name the Crocodile contest is just about over. Come on, fellas. Not only will you win 1 week all-expense-paid cruise for one on the jungle river of your choice, and one slightly used pygmy war canoe, but you'll also now get, absolutely free, a full volume set of Teach Yourself Swahili. Just for entering. Remember, Wasio na Hofu is Swahili for they who have no fear. All boat captains, please be advised that there have been several reports of aggressive butterflies along the inner banks of the Amazon River. 3 guests have reported minor confrontations. To minimize the chance of future injuries, butterfly repellent is strongly recommended. Attention all passengers. A rather large leopard has recently been seen in the vicinity. The animal can be identified by its razor-sharp teeth, long menacing claws, and a loud ferocious growl. If spotted, please contact the local authorities immediately. Oh dear. Never mind. We seem to have found him. Nice cat. And now, here are the answers to our jungle trivia questions. The correct response to a crazed charging elephant is and it takes an average of 8 minutes for a family of gorillas to destroy a typical base camp. Will the owner of a blue Jeep, license number, well, it doesn't have a license plate, at least not anymore. Will the owner please contact the office of the Minister of Transportation immediately? Your vehicle has turned up at a nearby base camp. This is Skipper Albert Awol, the voice of the jungle, broadcasting on the DBC to all points unknown. If you're within the sound of my voice, you are listening to AWOL Airwaves on the DBC. The DBC is proud and financially pleased to welcome a new sponsor to the AWOL Airwaves. It's Aero Casablanca. As an introductory offer, all Jungle Cruise personnel will receive discounted fares on Aero Casablanca's Belgian Congo River Tour. All flights must be booked at least 2 minutes in advance of takeoff, and stays in the Congo region must be for a minimum of 25 years. Fly the skies of Aero Casablanca, the airline no one comes back on. All travelers should be aware that herds of elephants have been seen bathing in several regions of the Mekong River. Since these animals have been known to spray water at passing boats, you are advised to wear appropriate attire, or bring an umbrella. Recent reports of pythons have been greatly exaggerated. These reptiles cannot digest children weighing over 60 pounds in a single bite. The largest child they can consume at any one time would have to weigh less than 45 pounds. Attention! Would the skipper of the Nile Nelly please move your vessel? You're docked in a no floating zone. The previously announced Name the Crocodile contest has been suspended due to an acute shortage of entries. If anyone has any ideas about naming our pet croc, please drop them off at the office depot. Not to worry, you won't have to accept any of the prizes. Now available, one full volume set of Teach Yourself Swahili, yours just for the asking at the office depot. Due to local monsoons, the demonstration on how to waterproof your vessel has been rained out. Here's a message from Sir Henry Morton Stanley to I can't quite make out this name. It's Dr. Livingston, I presume. Please meet Sir Stanley at the falls. This week's special guest skipper is Admiral Bartholomew Wrongway. Admiral Wrongway will be piloting several excursions into the deepest, most dangerous regions on the Congo. Since the Admiral is new to the area and as such quite unfamiliar with our waterways, it is recommended that you steer clear of his vessel. In keeping with jungle tradition, all guests now waiting in line to board Jungle Cruise boats are urged to raise their hands high above their heads and imitate the sounds of their favorite jungle animals. Will Colonel Williams... excuse me. I seem to have something in my throat. Much better. Will Colonel Williamson please report to the Minister General's office? Thank you. Rivers of the Pharaohs, excursions to the land that time forgot, and so will you. Sign up today for the adventure of someone else's lifetime. The docking zone is for loading and unloading only. The loading zone is for docking purposes only. The unloading zone is for purposes unlike those of the loading and docking zones. Any passengers with experience in piloting a riverboat should give their name to the skipper upon boarding, just in case. In the world of science, recent research has uncovered the fact that certain species of crocodiles are repelled by brightly colored clothing. As a reminder, passengers traveling on the Nile should consider wearing brightly colored clothing during their cruise. Fishing from the sides of the Jungle Cruise boats is strictly prohibited, unless of course you happen to be fishing a relative out of the crocodile-infested waters of the Nile River. If your vessel needs repairs, please see our mechanic located at the boat storage area. It is not proper to remove parts from the other skipper's boats. Your cooperation will be greatly appreciated. Dr. Hugo Squirtum's popular pachyderm lecture series will continue on Saturday night at the Jungle Trading Post. This week's lecture, Elephant Trunks, part drinking straw, part water pistol, will focus on the many ways elephants use their flexible appendage for nourishment, skin care, and friendly contact. Those individuals waiting in line for an annual platypus sightseeing expedition should check in with the booking office immediately. Someone made a rather nasty mistake on your vacation destination. Sorry. Attention children. Please be advised that there are reports of wild adults roaming the area. Thank you. Skippers. Only animals, not guests, are permitted to graze while in the rainforest. Will the Jungle Cruise skipper in khaki fatigues please report to the boat storage area? I'm sorry. Let me clarify that. The Jungle Cruise skipper in khaki fatigues working on the dock wearing the neat-looking hat and black walking shoes answering to, "Hey, you!" Please report to the boat storage area. Here's a helpful hint for all would-be jungle explorers. When observing wildlife in this region, it is important to blend in with the natural surroundings. That means remaining still while trying to look as green as possible. If anyone sees the skipper of the Orinoco Ida, please tell him that his last group of passengers has just returned to the dock with his boat. Will the individual who left a box of small furry things at the purser's office please come to reclaim them? They seem to be quite hungry. The winning entree from this month's cooking competition is bamboo stew with shredded vine stems. Skipper Doug, our floating gourmet, recently tried this unusual dish and told us, "It tastes like chicken." He was quick to add, however, "So does everything else we cook around here." Thanks, Doug. Attention navigators. Revised maps of the jungle areas have been completed and should arrive the day after tomorrow, if the courier can find his way here. Will world-famous paleontologist Dr. Cornelius Bifocal please return the dinosaur coloring book and crayons he borrowed from the dispatch's office? Due to a recent outpouring of rain in our area, the Nile River is extremely wet today. Please drive slowly. Guests arriving at dockside for the Jungle Cruise must check their baggage with the dockmaster. This includes all wild animals and children under the age of 5. Passengers returning from the jungle are advised to hold their baggage claim tickets. Guests not returning needn't worry about it. Attention all skippers. Several well-known photojournalists will be boarding our boats today for photographic studies of the region. However, in order to minimize any disruption of our tours, they will be disguised as local tourists. If you should happen to spot one, please do not ask for autographs. Individuals taking excursions into the Congo should provide their own drinking water and rations, since snacks will not be served. Since our weekly shipment of tea has been delayed, papaya juice will now be served at the 4 o'clock hour. As always, day-old crumpets will still be available. All crew members should secure a spot in the bunkhouse as soon as possible. And remember, if you walk in your sleep, don't forget to don your bathing cap before retiring this evening. For sale, Late model war canoe, hand-carved wood interior, dual-paddled and naturally air-conditioned. Interested parties should respond through the grapevine.
Tungaloosh!
You've been listening to the Main Street Chronicles, part of the Imagination Radio Network and a BRS production.